When 4 in the morning, when that alarm hits for Fajr, all the benefits is gonna be gone out of your mind. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma, Rabbi zidni ilma. Subhanallahu wa ni'mal wakeel. So our topic for today is the meaning of Salah. We have heard so many times, the importance of Salah, how Salah is the essential part of being a Muslim, right? We have probably heard so many times how Salah is our personal connection with Allah, right? We have heard all of that. But I don't think all of that is enough for us to get started on praying and putting it into practice. I'm going to ask you guys one question. I'm only going to ask you guys one question, and I hope that's enough for all of you guys to never ever miss Salah after that and never neglect Salah after that. It will be just one question. And that question is, what makes you a Muslim? What makes you a Muslim? Saying the kalma, saying La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, there's no God but one, and our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is his messenger, does not make you a Muslim. It does not make you a Muslim. Anyone on the street, he could utter, there is no God but one, and our Prophet is his messenger. That would not make him a Muslim. This phrase, La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, it's not just a phrase. You are surrendering your will. You are giving up your free will. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave all of us humans free wills, right? And by saying that you are a Muslim, by saying La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, you are surrendering your will in front of the will of Allah. You are saying that all aspects of my life is going to be according to the commandments of Allah. This is what makes you a Muslim. Wearing this hijab does not make you a Muslim. Just because your parents are Muslim does not make you a Muslim. None of that makes you a Muslim. There's a hadith that goes by our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, that the difference between a Muslim and a kafir is that of a salah. And whoever abandons salah has commits kufr. When I learned about this hadith, literally my hands were shaking like that. Because I knew so many people who would neglect salah, even in my family. And just like, I just couldn't stop crying because this is what makes us a Muslim, right? And the people who neglect their salah, there's no guarantee for them to enter Jannah because they're not even considered Muslim, right? They've been neglecting salah their whole life. Expecting Jannah while you're neglecting your salah, it's like waiting for an airplane at a bus station. Because salah is literally what makes you a Muslim, right? So I'm telling you right now, if there is anyone in your household that neglects salah, beg them, cry to them to start praying again. Because there is a belief of many of the fuqahas, many of the scholars, that a person who does not pray, and if he dies, then praying his namaz janazah is not permissible. That's such a big thing, that praying their namaz janazah is not permissible because they have neglected salah their whole life, right? And the first thing that we're gonna be questioned after we die is what? Is our salah. Do you think that you're ready to answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? That you were able to wake up for your job, you were able to wake up on the same alarm for your job, but you couldn't wake up for Fajr. If that's not putting dunya over deen, then what is it? What is it? Right? Are you gonna be able to answer Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when He's gonna ask you that why did you give this dunya so much importance that you forgot about me? You were outside, you were at work, I gave you that blessing. I gave you that blessing, and what did you do with that blessing? You forgot me. You thought everything in this dunya was more important than me. No matter where you are in this planet, the whole planet is our prayer mat. You're at work, you're at the mall, you don't have wudu, you have wudu, it does not matter at all. Salah, I can talk all day and I wouldn't be able to explain to you guys the importance of salah. The importance of salah. This is what makes us a Muslim. Salah is what makes us a Muslim. No hijab makes us a Muslim. Our parents being Muslim does not make us a Muslim. Saying the kalma does not make us a Muslim. Salah makes us a Muslim. We say we love Allah. How are we going to answer in front of Allah? He's going to ask you, you said that you loved me. You said that you believed in me. You said that you loved your Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But his last words, when he was in extreme pain, he was about to depart from this planet. He was in extreme pain. What was his last words? My ummah, salah. Salah, Salah. And he was crying. Because he knew the time was gonna come upon his ummah where those people were gonna call themselves his ummah, those people were gonna call themselves Muslims, but they weren't gonna take Salah seriously. He knew, and he knew that this was gonna be the biggest fitna, because once you lose your Salah, you lose your Iman. You lose everything else after that. Right? You lose everything else after that. And we have on our bios, Deen over Dunya, Deen over Dunya, right? We always be telling everyone, I am a Muslim, I always put Deen over Dunya. But when it's time to pray, what do? We put Dunya over Deen. If that's not putting Dunya over Deen, then what is it? Right? So we have to make sure that no matter what happens, we never ever delay namaz. Right? That's just not even accepted in our religion. And Salah, if you have anyone, your parents, your siblings, or anyone who you think are not consistent with their Salah, tell them. Tell them the importance of Salah. That no matter, even if you have to beg them, even if you have to cry to them, do whatever is possible to make them pray. After 10 years old, it's fard. It's fard. It's not an option. It's not like, oh, you do it when you feel like doing it. I can tell you guys all the benefits of praying Salah. I can tell you guys how it cures depression. I can tell you guys how it's your direct connection with God. You are talking to God. You are talking to God. This is the importance that Salah holds. I can tell you guys all the benefits of Salah. But when 4 in the morning, when that alarm hits for Fajr, all the benefits is going to be gone out of your mind. On that time, the only thing that's going to be important to you is your sleep. That's the only thing, right? Because at that time, Shaitan, I don't know what he does, it hypnotizes our mind. But the only thing, oh, let me just get this sleep. But let me tell you, on that time, think about my words. That time, think about the punishment of Jahannam. It's not a joke. Allah's mercy, do not take Allah's mercy as a joke. We think we're Muslim and we're going to be entering into Jannah just like that. We think we're the ummah of our Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's most beloved prophets. We're going to ask for mercy, we're going to ask for forgiveness, and He's going to forgive me. He only gives forgiveness to the people who are sincere with their forgiveness. Right? It's not like, don't be like the brothers of Yusuf al-Islam, right? They said, we're going to throw him into the wall, and then we're going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness later on. This was the suggestion of Shaitan. And we say, when we get old, then I'll stop praying, right? I'll ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness after that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is extremely merciful. He wants to forgive. He wants to forgive you. But don't be like the ones who just ask for forgiveness for their advantage. Don't take this deen for granted. Don't take His mercy as granted. He's really merciful, but His punishment is there for a reason. Jannah is there, but Jahannam is also there for a reason. Right? So I can tell you guys all the benefits of Salah, how it cures depression. But you guys need to understand that you just don't do it because of its benefits. You do it because it's fard. There's a lot of benefits of hijab. There's a lot of benefits of hijab, how it protects you from the evil eyes of men, how it gives you an honor. But we don't do it because of its benefits. We do it because this is a commandment from Allah. Just like that, Salah is our personal connection with Allah. But we don't do it because of its benefits. We don't do it because it cures depression. We do it because this is a commandment from Allah. Right? Like when you're waking up for Fajr, you're not gonna think about, oh, my connection with Allah, should I wake up or not? No. Think about that punishment. Think about the punishment of Jahannam. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. It's like, if I were to explain you guys how severe the punishment of Jahannam is, we would never even think about neglecting our Salah even the slightest. Right? And another thing I want to, so now that we have understood how important Salah is, and I hope we take an oath right now. I hope we take an oath within ourselves that we're never in our life ever going to neglect Salah. And we're not going to make people around us neglect their Salahs. It doesn't matter if you're out with your friends. It doesn't matter if they might not be as religious as you are. Tell them to get up. Make them get up. Make them get up. Be that friend. Be that person who shines up the entire household. Be that light who shines up the entire household. Be that light who makes their friends also come towards Islam. You are a Muslim. You are given that honor. Around billions of people in this planet, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose you. He chose you to have the light of Islam in their heart. Do you think about that? He has given you the honor. And what do we do with this blessing? What do we do with this honor? We neglect our salats. We put this dunya first. Even if we Muslims are gonna start putting our dunya first, think about non-Muslims. How are we gonna spread Islam all over the world? If we can't even can start within our friend circle, if we can't even can start within our house, right? So it's really important that we take salah seriously. And another thing, so now that we have understood the importance of salah, right? There is a way to perform salah. You know, our parents, when we were young, they taught us how to make wudu, right? And they taught us, you know, memorize the salah, and they told us to memorize some surahs of the Quran, and they told us you have to read Quran at least once, right? And that's it. Their duty is finished. Now this person is a Muslim. Now if you go beyond, if you want to learn the Quran, the translation of Quran, they'll be like, oh, why are you trying to be a scholar? Right? That's enough. You read the Quran, you pray your salah, even though it's just not more than just a cardio exercise. You're just going up and down. You don't know what you're saying. That's not the purpose of salah. Salah, when you're praying, is supposed to fill you up from inside. You're supposed to feel that as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is standing right in front of you. Shaitan is gonna come. He's gonna put all the thoughts in the world the time when we say Allahu Akbar, right? But when you say Allahu Akbar, it means that you're surrendering all of your will, right? You can't even move your hands like that, right? Every part of your body is supposed to be like the commandments of Allah, right? Completely everything, you're giving it away. You're giving your free will away. Make sure you give the free will of your brain away as well when you say Allahu Akbar, right? And you pray as if there's a quote that says that you pray as if it's your last prayer. Like, how would you pray? Like, imagine if you, let's say, Na'udzubillah, right? Like, you had some disease and you know that this was gonna be your last prayer. How would you pray that? Wouldn't you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for like forgiveness over forgiveness and like that? Pray as if it's your last salah. Because we don't know when we're gonna die. We don't know when we're gonna die, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is gonna ask us, the first question He's gonna ask us after we die is about our salah. What did you do with my salah? Right? And salah, every other commandment in the Quran, right? It was given through Jibreel alayhi salam, right? Like Quran was revealed through Jibreel alayhi salam, and that was given. Salah is the only one which was delivered to our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself. When he went to Miraj, right? When he went all the way to the 7 heavens, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala himself gifted him this salah. This is a gift from Allah. Salah is a gift from Allah. Don't treat it as a burden. It's not supposed to be as a burden. And when your iman is strong enough, it wouldn't feel as a burden. It would feel as a duty. It would feel as a blessing from Allah. Sometimes, yeah, you know, we're so busy in our worldly life, but make sure that you take salah seriously, you know. And when this salah was gifted, right, you know, we had to pray 50 times a day. That was the beginning, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gifted this salah to our Prophet, and He said, now your ummah has to pray 50 times a day. And he came back, and Musa alayhi salam said, 50 times a day? Your ummah wouldn't be able to pray 50 times a day. Your ummah can't do that. And our Prophet Muhammad, he went back and he told Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know, my ummah, they won't be able to pray 50 times a day. Have some mercy. They won't be able to do it because it was first, so we had to do it. He's like, my ummah won't be able to do it, right? Have some mercy. So he came back and he said, oh, okay, now you guys have to pray 10 times a day, right? And Musa alayhi salam said, no, you're joking. They won't be able to pray 10 times a day. Go back. And he went back to Allah and he said, please have some mercy. My ummah wouldn't be able to pray 10 times a day. And he came back, and this was the last final one. We were gifted 5 times a day. And when he came, and Musa alayhi salam said again, your ummah wouldn't even be able to pray 5 times a day. And you know what our Prophet said? He said, I am embarrassed. I am extremely embarrassed to go back to Allah and tell Him that my ummah won't even be able to pray 5 times a day. They can't even can remember Allah 5 times a day, right? They're blessed with being an ummah of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and they won't be able to pray 5 times a day. Isn't that so unfair? Isn't that so unjust? And this prayer, it's not for Allah. There's like thousands and billions of angels that are worshipping Allah every single day. Salah is not for Allah, it's for you, so you could enter Jannah. It's for you, so you could build up your connection with Allah, right? And this body that we have right now, this soul, it's not yours. It's been rented, it's for rent, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it to you. And He's gonna take it back. And He's gonna ask you, how did you treat the soul that I gave it to you? How did you treat the body that I gave it to you? And this salah is a medicine to our soul. And if you don't take this medicine, He's gonna ask us, why did you not take it? It was for us, it's not for Him, right? But this proves that we actually believe in him. Like anyone can say I love you, but who can actually prove that they actually love you or not? These words are merely words if you don't prove it. If you don't prove it with your actions. So from now, today, do a promise to yourself, take an oath that you're never ever gonna neglect salah. This is a reminder. You guys are chosen by Allah to hear this message right now. Out of everyone, you guys heard this message right now. It is a reminder. You guys are getting reminders over reminders to fix your salah, because you never know when you're gonna die. Don't take it as a joke. Don't take it seriously. Right now, this moment, you have to make an oath within yourself. First, you're gonna fix your salah, and then you're gonna fix everyone else's salah around you as well, right? And your character is the best thing, right? Like within your friends, when you get up and start praying, it will put in their heart to get up and start praying as well. I hope you don't have to force them. They feel something inside their heart and they get up to pray themselves. And if they don't, then tell them that you have to get up. It's not a joke. And the people who are above 10, if you have like younger siblings, make them start praying as soon as possible, because it is a fard. It is a fard. It's not a joke. There's no jokes in this. So today we're gonna learn how to perform salah the correct way, right? So we're gonna watch a YouTube video where we understand the meaning of what we're saying, right? Because as I said before, salah is not just some cardio exercise, right? It's where we're praying, and it's supposed to fill us up from inside. It's supposed to build up our connection with Allah. So today we're gonna learn what we're saying and what does it mean in our life. So I'm gonna put up the YouTube video, and I hope we can learn from this YouTube video, and I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can put the love of salah in our hearts and we don't treat it as a burden in our life.